Have you ever wondered what makes a life truly meaningful? Is it fame, fortune, or something else entirely? Today, let's explore some timeless stories that reveal the core values that shape our human experience. These aren't just tales. They're mirrors reflecting the best parts of ourselves. Let's start with a story about two friends, Thai and Angie. They were both given a piece of land to cultivate. Thai, full of energy, got to work immediately. She tilled the soil, planted seeds, and watered her garden every single day, rain or shine. Her hands were often sore, and her back ached, but seeing the tiny green sprouts push through the earth filled her with immense joy. Nga, on the other hand, thought Thai was foolish. Why work so hard? She'd say, lounging in the shade. The land will take care of itself. She spent her days napping and daydreaming. As the seasons changed, Thai's garden flourished. It was bursting with vibrant flowers and delicious vegetables. The harvest was so abundant she could share it with her neighbors, and her heart swelled with pride and happiness. Enja's plot, however, was overgrown with weeds and barren. When winter approached, Thai had a warm home and plenty of food, while Nga was left with nothing but regret and the chilling fear of the cold days ahead. This simple story teaches us a profound truth. Labor, when done with sincerity, isn't just about survival. It's about creating value, building character, and earning a deep, unshakable sense of satisfaction. True reward comes not from idleness, but from the honest effort we put into our lives. Now, let's think about family and what happiness really means. Imagine a tiny candle burning brightly on a table. Its flame is warm, steady, and close. It lights up the room, making everything feel safe and cozy. Looking out the window, you see a distant star twinkling faintly in the night sky. It's beautiful, mysterious, and seems so much more glamorous than the humble candle. A person might spend their whole life chasing that star, dreaming of its distant, magical light, all while ignoring the simple, constant warmth of the candle right beside them. By the time they realize the star is unreachable and impossibly far away, they turn back, only to find the candle is burned out. Its wax has melted, and the warmth is gone forever. This powerful metaphor reminds us to cherish the people who are our candles, our family, our true friends. They are the ones who provide constant light and warmth in our lives. It's easy to get distracted by the stars, the flashy, distant illusions of happiness or success. But true, lasting happiness is often found not in the chase, but in appreciating the steady, loving presence of those who are right here with us. Let's not wait until the candle burns out to realize how precious its light was. Next, let's talk about the incredible power of kindness. There is a heartwarming story about a young boy who had been saving his money for weeks to buy a ticket to the circus. The day finally arrived, and he was standing in line, his heart pounding with excitement. In front of him was a family with 8 children, all dressed in clean but well-worn clothes. You could see the sheer joy on their faces as they chattered about the clowns and the acrobats. When the father reached the ticket window, the cashier told him the price. The father's face fell. He whispered to his wife, and the hope in the children's eyes began to fade. He just didn't have enough money. The boy, watching this unfold, felt a pang in his chest. He thought about how much he wanted to see the circus, but then he looked at the disappointed faces of the children. Quietly, he walked up to the father, pulled a crumpled $20 bill from his pocket, all the money he had, and pressed it into the man's hand. "Sir," he mumbled, "I think you dropped this." The father's eyes filled with tears. He knew exactly what the boy had done. He hugged his wife and children, bought the tickets, and as they walked into the circus tent, he turned back and smiled at the boy with a gratitude that was brighter than any spotlight. The boy didn't get to see the circus that day, but the feeling he had in his heart, the pure joy of making that family happy, was a memory he treasured more than any show. This story beautifully illustrates that real happiness doesn't come from what we get, but from what we give. The most profound joy is often found in selfless acts of sharing and compassion. Finally, let's look at the incredible strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. This is the story of Min Ji-si, a brilliant student from a very poor village. His dream was to study abroad, but the odds were stacked against him. His family couldn't even afford the application fees for scholarships, let alone the cost of travel. Many people told him to give up, to be realistic. People like us don't get those kinds of chances, they'd say. But Min Ji-si refused to let his circumstances define his future. He worked odd jobs after school, saving every single penny. He studied by candlelight late into the night, devouring every book he could find. He applied for a prestigious scholarship, pouring his heart and soul into his essays. His first application was rejected, and his second, and his third. It was heartbreaking. He felt the weight of disappointment, but he never let it crush his spirit. He saw each rejection not as a failure, but as a lesson. He refined his essays, sought feedback, and improved his skills. On his fourth attempt, after years of relentless effort, he received an email. His hands trembled as he opened it. It was an acceptance letter, offering a full scholarship to his dream university. That piece of paper wasn't just a ticket to an education. It was a testament to his resilience. It was proof that poverty could not chain his ambition, and that persistence could break down the highest walls. Min Ji-si's story is a powerful reminder that we should never give up on our dreams, no matter how impossible they seem. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about facing it, learning from it, and continuing to move forward, one determined step at a time. The door to a new life might be locked, but with enough persistence, you can forge your own key. These stories about labor, family, kindness, and resilience aren't just inspiring narratives. They are a guide to living a life of value and integrity. They teach us that true wealth is measured in sincerity and effort, that true happiness is found in the warmth of our relationships, that true joy comes from giving, and that true strength is born from our refusal to give up. As we go about our days, let's try to remember these lessons. Let's be like Thai, finding joy in our work. Let's be the person who cherishes the candle. Let's be the boy who shares his ticket. And let's be like Min Ji-si, who never, ever stopped believing in his dream. By embracing these values, we don't just improve our own lives. We contribute to a better, more compassionate world for everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today to reflect on these important ideas. If these stories resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the deeper questions of life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which story meant the most to you? Until next time, take care and keep shining your light.